Today I had no ideas for what to do for this video. I was just fresh out of ideas this week. And then I was walking my dogs this morning listening to a podcast and I thought, oh my God, that's what I'll do my video about. I'm a big podcast guy, so I thought I'd share with you my favorite podcasts. You can stop watching now. I know, it's not gonna be very exciting. The very first podcast that got me into podcasts was This American Life. It's a very, very popular podcast. Many of you have probably already heard of it. It's a radio show that's on public radio, and it's just basically interesting stories. Every week they pick a subject or a topic, and they'll do, anywhere from 1 to 5 stories that fall really loosely under that topic in some way. So if you're interested in checking out This American Life, I'm gonna tell you which episode got me hooked. The name of the episode is called The Breakup. It was all about breakups, and this episode for some reason got me hooked. I think it's because there was a girl who was going through a breakup and she wanted to write a song about it, and her friend happened to be on tour with Phil Collins at the time, and she got a phone interview with Phil Collins and asked him how to write a great breakup song, which I thought was amazing because I love Phil Collins. So start there, or start with any of them, honestly. Another podcast that I love, which is newer, is called Invisibilia. I believe it was started by a few of the This American Life producers. They do interesting stories and interviews with people on all sorts of subjects. There was a whole episode on this woman who couldn't feel fear. She was missing that part of her brain that could tell her when she should be scared of something. Another great storytelling podcast is Strangers. The host interviews people. There's all sorts of stories, from funny to really sad to super interesting to weird. That's another go-to for me when I'm out walking the pups. A more educational podcast that I love to listen to is the TED Radio Hour. You guys have probably heard of TED Talks. If you go on YouTube and look up TED Talks, it's basically professionals in all sorts of professions giving talks, and like really interesting talks about certain subjects. Well, the TED Radio Hour takes those talks and then interviews the person giving the talk to get more details about them. There was a really interesting episode this past summer about the future of cars. You should look that one up. I was like, after listening to it, kind of obsessed with selling my car and becoming like a person who shares cars with people, which I didn't end up doing, but it's a really interesting episode about how close we are to self-driving cars and to no one owning cars. So that's TED Radio Hour. Again, these are all available on iTunes. And finally, I have to give a shout out to my husband's podcast, and not just because he's my husband, but because it's good. So my husband and his good friend Bruce are huge fans of The Amazing Race. After every episode, they record a podcast talking about how much better they would be at everything that happened in that episode than the people who are actually on the show. And they're both funny and very intelligent guys. They talk about the funniest moments each episode, the best decision, the worst decision, and then they talk about who they think is gonna be in the finals. This season's almost over with. Like literally tonight is the season finale of The Amazing Race. If you're a big fan of the show, you should watch it tonight and then listen for Sunday or Monday's podcast. The podcast is called You Call That Amazing. You call that amazing? I hear him record it and I still will go and listen to it later because I enjoy watching The Amazing Race with him and then hearing what he and Bruce think about the episode. So guys, that's it. Those are my favorite podcasts. I hope that you are inspired to start listening to podcasts. I feel like I've learned a lot just about random subjects from listening to podcasts, because like you don't know you're learning, and that's when you really learn. Be sure to subscribe. I post videos Monday through Friday here on Love, Food, and Money. Give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angie Greenup, and you guys have a good weekend. It's Friday. I won't sing Rebecca Black's Friday. I've done it way too many times. Friday, Friday, getting down on, I can't help myself. See you Monday.